Hi, this is Amy Worsham. I teach first grade at Olson Park Elementary in Amarillo, Texas, and this is my Makerspace activity. So, being a first grade teacher, we keep things really simple. And one of the things that we love to study in first grade are shapes. And we talk about the differences between two-dimensional or flat and three-dimensional or fat. And the kids just they love anything that has to do with shapes, and so we present it in many different ways. But I love the idea of doing a makerspace on this, because who doesn't love playing with toothpicks and marshmallows? So our activity is going to be three different steps. First of all, they have to create just a two-dimensional shape. And so if they created a triangle, they would go ahead and get a label for it and take a picture of it, and they post it to their Seesaw journal. After that, they're going to construct a three-dimensional, and so I've constructed a cube here. And again, whatever they end up constructing, they're going to get a label, take a picture of it, and post it to Seesaw, and that way Mom and Dad can see everything that they're doing. And then the last thing that they get to do is construct whatever they want. So we just give them free rein. Whatever you want to build, whether it's high or it's low, or there's not a lot of rules at the end once they've gotten to know their materials. So I think to make this successful, you've got to have a lot of, vocabulary out so that they know how to spell. They are first graders. We do a lot of our anchor charts that show them, remind them what the different shapes look like. So the biggest benefit of my Makerspace project, I think, for the kids is working with tactile objects, things that are tangible. So many of them are just on the computer all day. And so for them to be able to touch the marshmallows and the toothpicks and build with them, they just, I think it's really good for their fine motor skills, even some of their gross motor skills. So we actually this year have seen a lot of kids who are really delayed and have done a lot of OT referrals just because they're not used to holding a pencil. They've gone maybe a year just being on the computer and not they don't even have that good pencil grip anymore. And so I think the more things that they can touch and feel and work with their hands, the better off they're going to be. My Makerspace connects the library with STEM education through all the standards. Engage, obviously, they get so excited, and I think everybody wants to be a part of it. They collaborate. They're working together in groups in our library. We have our tables set up to where we can have different stations and let them go through and be able to collaborate with each other. Everybody's included. The only thing I could think of is if you had a student who didn't have the use of their hands, and we could, of course, partner them up with somebody. But it's definitely all inclusive. My special needs children love it. My challenging, more high maintenance students, it really gets their hands moving and keeps them engaged. Inquiry, I think they have to ask, how do I construct? I can make a two-dimensional easily, but how can I give this shape dimension with just using marshmallows and toothpicks, especially if they're not used to building? I mean, we used to build with the logs and Lincoln logs and now Legos, but some of these kids don't have any experience with that, and so they're definitely having to use those inquiry skills, and of course the exploration of just being able to touch all these materials is wonderful. The best part, I think, is just them doing the original invention at the end. Taking away all the rules and saying you just create whatever you want to create, because what they come up with is way more creative than what I would come up with. Obviously, this was so easy for me to put together. I mean, it just required such little amount of effort on my part, and I think it's really beneficial in Makerspace, and it's cheap. I think I spent maybe $4 for a huge pack of toothpicks and a big bag of marshmallows. I would say to be successful, you've got to front load the information. First of all, the expectation that the toothpicks are not going to be used as weapons. Obviously, we can't eat the marshmallows because that would not be sanitary. But first graders, they want to do this. So I think if that front loading is there with the information of the expectations, they do really well with it. They want to be compliant because they want to get to keep doing Makerspace. And then as far as front loading information, they have to know what two-dimensional shapes are and what makes a three-dimensional shape. So all that stuff would have to be covered before you would present a Makerspace like this. The main advice I would say is just to not be too controlling with the rules. I mean, once they do their two-dimensional shape and then their three-dimensional shape, just kind of turn them loose to create whatever. I mean, yeah, it's a little messy. Have some wipes on hand, but I just think the pros outweigh the cons. So super cheap, super easy. I think the project is simple. It's fun. I love incorporating the technology component with the Seesaw Journal, where they can just snap their picture and put it on their journal, and that's one of the grades that I take. And then when I've got conferences coming up, and I can pull up all the fabulous things that they've done and show parents. So I hope you enjoyed my Makerspace. I hope that you will try it. And I said it's geared towards first grade, but I'm gonna say even fifth graders would probably love doing this. Okay, thanks for watching.